There we go.
I mean, I had to ask if you weren't seeing it.
How would you ask somebody as part of the show if they subscribe?
I don't know.
That's like you asking where you work at if you got a paycheck. Of course, they're gonna give you a goddamn paycheck, bro. Imagine you working. Imagine one of the two things, right? You working, you bust your ass for the 40 hours. You get your check, you deposit your check, and you get an alert from your bank that says insufficient funds.
We've all been there.
No, not from you. Like your job didn't have the money to pay, and they gave you yeah. That's what I'm saying. Real story. I read it on Reddit. They cut this man a check knowing the money wasn't there. They said, "Sir, there's no money in this bank," and they charged him because he deposited like almost $4,000. That's how much his 40 hours was, right?
Oh, shit.
So when he deposits a check, he's spending money because the money's supposed to be in his account. He's paying his rent. He actually goes out to dinner with his wife. You know, when you get paid, people, you can always relate to this. You go from like that ramen and then you go to like steak, right? You go from eating like hot dogs at Quick Trip to
Tear them hot dogs up.
then you want to treat yourself and you might go to like another restaurant that has something a little bit more enticing.
Kill them hot dog.
Yo, bro,
Get like 2, 3 of them up suckers.
don't say 2 because it was 3 and
It was
above.
okay, maybe 3. Nah, it wasn't okay. Maybe sometimes 4. Maybe sometimes 4.
It was always after we left the club. We leave the club
Because you had to get rid of all that alcohol in your system. You had to flush out all that alcohol in your system. So you needed bread and meat.
and there's a different type of drunk you get, say when you go to dinner or you go to like when you go to an outing versus when you at the club because you pregame, right?
Yeah.
Back when we was all partying,
Yeah.
we would pregame. We would say, meet us at so and so crib. We get there, we're drinking already, right?
Mhm.
And then we get to the club, and there's more drinks. Right. And you ever been to that stage where you get back to your crib and you laying in the bed and you close your eyes and everything's spinning? Like you just want this alcohol to evaporate out your
You're like,
body.
man, I'll be like, God, I'll be like, God,
You know the one
please
thing you
help me
promised
through
God?
this. I'll be like, I'll never do it again.
Exactly. The
I
one thing you
promise,
promised,
just get me through this.
the
Just
one
get me
thing you
through
promised
this.
God is that I'll never do this again. And guess what you do?
Do it again.
As soon as you
And
feel right,
we say that same
and your
prayer every
homeboy hits
single
you up,
time.
your homeboy be like, "What you doing?" You be like, "No, I'm just chilling, man. Just recovery mode."
We say that prayer every single time.
Yes. Now there are some things in life that happens opposed to alcohol that you get past, you get through, and you say, "God, if you get me through this, I will never." Can I give you an example?
Look,
Somebody you're not supposed to really mess with, and you messing with her, and she sends you a text and says, "I'm late."
that doesn't usually stop a dude from stop messing with them though.
Nah, if she
Because
said
if they
I'm
say
late,
if it's just if it's a scare,
what if he's cheating?
if it's a scare,
What if he's cheating?
who's cheating?
The guy's cheating on his girl with this girl that says I'm late, and then he's like, if this girl's period comes, I am never ever cheating again. I'm never messing with this girl again. That's a scenario.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm saying that do they really stop messing with the girl though? If like let's just say she's not even
Some guys
pregnant.
do because
Let's just say it's just a scare. Let's just say it's just a scare.
he doesn't know this.
No, I'm not saying no. I mean, but he finds out. Like
How will he
she
find
said,
out?
because she'll say, "Oh no," because she sometimes they. So you've ever met? Never mind. But there are situations. There are situations where it's a scare, and the next thing you know, she'll be like, "Oh no, it came. You don't got to worry about that."
You're right. But if this girl's tactic was to scare you into maybe leaving your relationship or scare you into thinking that she's actually is pregnant, those kind of girls will never break that secret. They would say, "Hey," and some of these girls really might be, late. And then the first thing that comes to any girl's mind is when they're late, especially when they're active, is I might be pregnant.
Yeah.
Let me hit up this dude. Right? It'd be way worse if she didn't know that this dude was married. He had a whole family. He had kids. So she hits him up. She's like, "I'm late." And he's like, "Oh my God." You know that little, it's not a butterfly when you like meeting up with the girl that you got a crush
That's
on.
not a butterfly. That's a
dragon.
hop drop. That's a heart drop. That's what that is.
It's a heart drop.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't eat. You're nauseous. You got the bubble guts out of nowhere. Your stomach is making these it's like Katrina's happening.
Yeah, that's happened to me. I didn't eat.
See?
I wasn't eating.
And then you just like, why? You start questioning, why did you do this and this and this? And then you tell yourself, God, if you get me past this,
I will never.
I will never. And some guys have actually never went back to that temptation.
But you went back to another one.
Some guys learned their lesson though. We can't group all guys together.
You're right. We can't group all guys together.
We can say majority went and find another, and some of them didn't. But we can't say all guys.
I don't even want to say majority because we don't know the percentage.
You're right.
Specifically.
You're right.
But guys do. But there are guys that won't do it again, but there are also guys that will be like, "Phew, I like this toxic stuff," and continue doing that stuff. So you gotta think about that also.
And then you go back to her and you be like, "You want to have my baby, don't you?" You was just begging God.
No, that's not even it. You be like, you want me to come in? You right, don't you? You still playing Russian roulette. You still playing Russian roulette. You ain't learned your lesson. You still out here playing Russian roulette.
And I don't care if you had alcohol in your system. I don't care if you had whatever drug in your system. If you already escaped, literally the one thing that could have torn down everything, right? Because then if she's pregnant, there's a 99% chance, I don't want to say 100, that your wife is leaving you, right?
Yeah.
And then
depends on how much she loves you.
Yeah, or how much she's willing to work it out. But I think she's leaving, right? Okay, so
it depends on how much
she believes that most women are going to leave. She says, don't piss her off. So she's saying, don't even try to say, well, they might have a couple of days and come back and be like, baby, why you do this? You don't understand. Damn.
How do you know he did that? How do you know he did that? He might not have even never put his face.
But there's one guaranteed thing that he did do, though, right?
Oh, he shot the club up.
He shot the club
up. That's for sure.
He put the bread in the toaster. You know that thing? That's exactly what he did. Those old school toasters when you put it in there. Now you're saying that there's some women that can actually work this out.
Yeah.
What the break I have in this is that every time she is with him, and then the baby mama wants to drop that child off, and say the dad has to go to work or do something, that child, and you looking at that child just brings up that will never go away. Imagine you were like 6 years old and then you had this one uncle that just terrorized you. Every time he saw you, he would just spank you and just beat you, punch you.
For no reason?
No reason. He just wanted to be abusive. What do you think will happen years later when you see him? Would you have any type of positive reaction towards him?
You got to shoot me that one. We could all the payback.
You gonna whoop his ass?
Yeah.
You gonna knock him out?
You gotta shoot.
So you just gonna knock on his door and be like, it's me.
We gotta do this rematch. You got me when I was 6.
He's 62.
I'm 36 now.
He's 62.
Oh well.
He's still gonna get this fade.
You gonna get this fade, bro. You gotta get this fade.
He has a king.
Okay.
He has a Parker's eat.
Okay.
But you still
I was 6. I was 6.
You were innocent.
I would thank you.
So you're actually agreeing that you still have that resentment in you.
Yeah, you're always going to have that resentment.
That's the resentment that the woman is also going to kind of experience when she sees that child. And it's not a resentment of towards a child. It's the situation that.
But I think
that we had this beautiful foundation going, right? And a lot of times women don't understand that. Well, men, they do understand. They just don't like to digest the fact that men are weak, right?
But I think
and it's not an excuse when we say men are weak, but it's just a fact. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when a man experiences a moment of weakness and it don't take like 15 tries to have a child, it takes one try, right? Like it can happen just like that. So it's almost some of the times it could be like it could be a side relationship that's going on, right? Those are the ones that actually really hurt the wives more, is that you were carrying on an affair. I could have understood if you went to like Jamaica with your boys out at the club and then this baby came
I think
out.
there's a difference between an affair and cheating.
Yeah, there is no. Women don't understand that part. Women don't understand that part.
Cheating is just the sexual act. The affair is when it
your heart becomes
emotional
feelings.
Yeah.
You start to text. She wakes up and she don't even tell me good morning.
But you text her good morning.
She's in the bathroom.
And you text her good morning.
And she's texting him like, hey baby, I miss you. I can't wait to be with you. And then you get into bed, and then your man tries to put his arm around you. And you be like, ugh, your hands. Because when a woman is done,
bro, I think women take cheating better than men, though.
They take cheating better than men, but they also shut down a gate that you thought was open.
Because when a man is done,
a
man is done because men don't usually walk away from relationships like that.
Yeah.
Like men usually stick around in a lot of relationships, no matter how it may be going. If it's
Well,
not even in their
how is
favor.
it going to be going if the man is the provider, the protector?
No, I'm just saying
If the love is gone.
I'm saying that if the perfect example, like how we're saying that, the whole cheating with man doing, I think women take, like I said, I think women take cheating better than men do. Like women can
You're right.
actually, at the end of the day, a woman may actually forgive you and still be like, okay, we can work through this. Even if you sometimes, depending on the woman, even if you have a child on her, but just let a man hear that they girl was out here giving dome to somebody. Oh, it's over. They're gonna have a whole conniption.
I've actually seen a guy catch his girl cheating, like he was reading the messages, and the one question he kept on asking,
Did you suck? Did you suck him?
Did you
give him
did you top him off? And she was like, "Why does that part matter?" And she said, and he was crying. He said, "Tell me, did you top him off?" And she said, "Yeah."
I know he lost it. He had to have lost it.
He let out this cry, right? It's almost a cry like somebody called him and said one of his family members got
Died.
shot. Yeah.
There was another one. There was another one I saw. There was one where this guy was reading his girl's he was in his girl's phone,
Mhm.
and he was reading the messages, and he was like, "Man, I know your box is still upset with me." And he was asking this girl, he's like, "What do you mean your box is still upset with him? What happened?" He said, "Don't worry, baby, don't worry. We didn't do it." He was like, "Y'all didn't do it? What happened?" He was like, "He couldn't fit." He was like, "What?"
I think I remember watching.
He said, "What you mean he couldn't fit? Couches don't fit through doors. What do you mean he couldn't fit?" You saw it, man. I'm sorry. Even though that's a sad situation, I was dying laughing because
one thing
he
I gotta
was
say?
so upset about that whole thing.
You're right, but one thing I gotta say though, and I'm sorry, I gotta say that we got to look out for the people that are pranking us, the people that are trolling us on the internet. I think that if a guy had found out that his girl was doing all of that, I don't see a lot of guys being okay with that camera still being on.
Exactly.
They're embarrassing you. She's embarrassing you.
But sometimes,
because
how
there are
many
three
times?
things that a man holds dear to him: his girl, his money, his manhood. If you question any one of those, he is liable to kill you. I'm not saying fuck you up. I'm sorry. I'm not saying beat you up. I'm saying he is liable to kill you. You go against his woman? No, I've seen it happen. You go against a man's woman. I'm at the club with my girl. You try to push up on her. I'm not just going to beat you because you piss me off. You're trying me, bro. Like you coming for my girl. You try to mess up my money, you know what's going to happen. Or not you, but a girl tries to question my manhood and she tries to embarrass me in front of, because that thing has a whole bunch of hits now.
You're right, but we also have to think about it like this: when you are in a certain like mode, when your mindset is in a certain way,
Yeah,
you're not even thinking about all that.
you kind of are.
No,
Reality
like if
starts to
if
come
you're
in because
really
we've seen a lot of
really pissed off, you're not looking around saying who got a camera
No,
on.
no, not that. But I've also seen.
Yeah, you don't get what you don't care.
I've also seen this.
You just see red.
In the midst of the argument. I've seen girls and guys say, "And why are you recording me?" And they knock the camera out. Reality is going to come back because after a while, if you arguing, you've already said as much as you can say.
It depends because I remember when I was younger at the time.
Mhm.
I remember when I got into a fight with this dude at school. Man, I did not care what was going on. I lost both my sneakers out. I lost both my sneakers.
Was
I went back to school.
Was this an era where social media was at its dominance right now?
No,
So
but
that's
the
biggest.
no. The reason, but what the reason I'm trying to tell you is that there's certain times when you get so upset, you don't care what's going on.
You're
You
right.
just see red.
You're right. You're right.